13, Tristan Henry. And forward from Argentina, number 14, Emil Cuiso. A defender from Scottsdale, Arizona, number 34, Braxton Montgomery. And a forward from Paris, France, number 91, Randy Cowell.
You're watching the USL Championship, and it's match day 6 in the Valley of the Sun as Phoenix Rising FC plays host to the Eastern Conference foe Detroit City FC here at Phoenix Rising Stadium at 38th and Washington. I want to welcome you inside the stadium. Killian McClatchy, my partner Joe Lowry. Joe, it's good to be back. These are two teams last 2 weeks going a little bit of opposite directions. Phoenix finally picking up their first win on the year. Detroit City dropping 2 in a row.
Yeah, huge win for Phoenix Rising on Sunday against San Antonio FC on the road, on national TV, no less. A strong second-half performance from Phoenix Rising. Detroit, as you mentioned, Killian, trying to find their footing after those couple of disappointing results.
Yeah, they certainly are. We're going to start off tonight by giving you the Circle K players to watch. We're going to start with the hosts in Phoenix Rising. You want to look up top. Isan Sako has been phenomenal since joining this club.
He's been unbelievable for Pa Mutaka's team. He's played up top, he's played on the wing, he's played a little deeper as more of an attack-minded central midfielder. He'll be on the wing tonight. He's got assists, Killing in back-to-back-to-back games.
Yeah, you see the 4 goal contributions. Watch for the French connection up top between him and Remy Cabral. Over on the other side for this Detroit City team, we said, trying to figure out their place here in the Eastern Conference right now in the early portion of the season. Jesse El Cedeno is going to be a big piece of that tonight in the midfield.
He's bright for Danny Dicchio on the left side of central midfield, can flex forward into the attack, clever left-footed player. He's the most progressive passer of this midfield bunch.
Well, it's going to be a fun one tonight. Two teams trying to get hot at the right time in the early portion of the season. It's hot here in Phoenix, but the sun is rising, and we got kickoff and starting lineups coming up on the other side of this break. The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League.
When you trust your heart to Abrazo Health, you're choosing one of the Valley's largest networks of cardiologists.
Nationally recognized for the heart care we provide, and a dedicated heart hospital.
You're choosing a team who has dedicated their lives to help save yours.
We are here for every heartbeat, from preventative diagnostic testing
to performing complex, life-saving heart surgeries.
In matters of the heart, we believe it's a journey that we all take together.
Because heart care is better together.
Billy, I need help with the clicker.
Yeah, wait, 1 second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car.
Okay, you need Carvana. What's your plate number?
Boss, M-O-V.
Vehicle features, no accidents, right?
No.
Good. Generating offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow.
That's an amazing offer.
Do you still need help with the clicker?
I'll ask your sister.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana.
There's satisfaction in sacrifice, in spilling blood, sweat, and tears, in knowing that you left it all on the floor and never threw in the towel. Well, except to clean up the mess. Giving it all for your team is worth every drop. Modelo, brewed for fans with a fighting spirit.
Oh, Waymo's here.
The what?
The Waymo.
What's a Waymo?
There you go.
It's driving itself.
You're okay. It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
How does it do this?
Magic.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Carvana, ASMC, and America First Credit Union. In Phoenix for match day 6, as Phoenix Rising readies to play host to Detroit City FC. We got a good one brewing here tonight in the Valley of the Sun. We're going to give you the starting lineups tonight. We're going to start with the visitors from Detroit. Here is the 11 that Danny Dicchio will send out.
Yeah, some changes up top for Danny Dicchio. Jordan Adebayo-Smith coming into play as the number 9 for this team. Keep an eye, as we said in the open, on Jesse El Cedeno, that number 10. He'll be on the left side of the attack, ranging forward and trying to play make with that left foot.
Cedeno going to be the big one to watch up top, as they have Carlos Herrera in goal for Danny Dicchio. Over on the other side, kind of the usual suspects. A couple tweaks and changes here and there with the injuries and some availability, as Pop Marboy is back in the lineup.
And Carl Saint as well, Killian, coming into play as that deep-lying number 6 for Pop Mudaka's team. Really, though, the star of this show is the attack. It's Hope Abiebu back in the lineup as that left-sided number 10. It's Gerald Margarita, it's Isan Sako, and it's Remy Cabral.
This is the club. They are second in the USL Championship in goals scored so far with 9. But on the other side, they are second in goals allowed. They've let in 11 this year, so expect some fireworks tonight between these two teams here on International Night in Phoenix. As now, it's time for everybody's favorite part of the evening. It is Lowry's Lowdown, presented by Peoria Nissan. Joe, what do you got for us?
I love it, Killian. Thanks for giving it the hype that we all know it deserves. For Phoenix Rising, you're going to be the protagonist on home field at 38th and Washington. There are tons of playmakers in this team, whether that's Hope Abiebu on the left, whether that's Isan Sako or Gerald Margarita. Find those playmakers early and often and let them go to work. That was the X factor last week in the second half against San Antonio. And for Detroit, this is a team that can keep the ball under Danny Dicchio. They can possess. They're going to have the ball at spells of this match tonight. How quickly they react after losing the ball and how well they do at denying Phoenix Rising those obvious transition opportunities, that could well define this game tonight for the visitors.
Yeah, I do want to correct ourselves, as here is the Spooner availability report. Pretty clean for Detroit City. Jump still a little banged up, working him back. They see about 95% health for this club so far. And then for Phoenix, kind of some of the similar names. Charlie Dennis still out. Mo Traore, that's one of the big names, not available tonight in the back line.
Yeah, that one hurts. We're seeing Braxton Montgomery, the youngster, the Phoenix native, get another start in the center back position. This time tonight, Killian, next to another center back in Pat Marboy, in contrast to last weekend against San Antonio, where the youngster starting next to Colin Smith in the middle of that back four. Phoenix Rising slowly getting back to health.
Yeah, Tristan Henry, the man between the sticks tonight for Phoenix Rising. As I said, you got this Detroit City FC team coming in currently on a 3-match winless streak. Wanted to correct ourselves from the top. They ended up that 0-0 draw last week back at home in Detroit. It was a cold, kind of a gross weather game there in Detroit for an early season. But now you're coming in here and the weather, a little worried at the start of the day. It's been really warm, unseasonably warm here in Phoenix. It's really cooled off, and it's going to be a beautiful night.
Yeah, no real weather impact for this match tonight. Warm, certainly, as you're saying, Killian, but nothing that should really throw either one of these teams off. This is going to be a battle tonight between the Detroit team with tons of continuity and a Rising team still trying to find themselves, but showing some early promise.
Well, The teams are out there and ready. Natalie Simon is our head referee for tonight as we ready. Detroit City in the white and Phoenix Rising donning the all red. Joe, I know we've both been excited for this one all week long, the nightcap in the USL Championship, and we are officially underway from Phoenix. Detroit will start out with things, as we mentioned. That record, 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss so far this season. That 3-match winless streak matches the longest that they've had since the midway point of last year during the summertime. As the ball sent in over the top, Montgomery misplays it just a little bit, but Popmar Boy is there to back him up as they were looking for ruts. And it looks like it will be out for the first Carvana corner kick of the evening. See Tristan Henry, new man. He's started the last 2 matches in goal for Phoenix Rising. As Coach Pamuduka has made the switch to Henry from Patrick Rakowski, who started the first 3 matches. As here is the first corner of the night for Detroit City. This one swung in, nobody there, as the captain, Popmar Boy, will head it up, but not clear fully out of danger. Devin Amumensa there pressuring as it just has to be cleared away by Colin Smith.
That headed clearance from Popmar Boy. Nothing special there, but early on we're seeing Detroit City push some of these balls into the box. Their first real attacking sequence targets the youngster, Braxton Montgomery, as that left-sided center back. That's going to be an area to watch tonight. Detroit can play the ball from the back. They're comfortable possessing along that back 3 shape that Danny Odikio loves so much. How they try to target the 18-year-old and that left-sided center back spot is going to be a theme, I think, early on in this match.
We've seen a lot of Braxton Montgomery in the early portion of the season, a USL Academy signing. So what that means, he signed an Academy contract. He can play up and travel with the first team for all these matches, but he also keeps his college eligibility. He is currently committed to play at Northern Illinois University, but getting some opportunities at professional minutes already.
Yeah, and no telling really what's going to happen in the future with Braxton Montgomery. College is on the table. There may or may not be a professional contract on the table later this year. He's sort of keeping his options open, and earlier this week talking with media out here in Phoenix, and was just simply grateful to have the opportunity to be playing these early minutes.
Taken away by Margarita, and here comes the front 3. Margarita's got Sacco to his right. He's going to stop. Again, cuts back to his right foot a 3rd time and fires a shot over the crossbar, and that is what makes this Phoenix attack so dangerous. Just like that, 2.5 minutes in, and they already have a chance.
Gerald Margarita riding that hot streak from last weekend in San Antonio, where he scores that lovely second-half goal that eventually gives Phoenix Rising that 2-1 lead. Just such great close control from Gerald Margarita, and that's been the thing he showed ever since arriving in Phoenix last summer. The ability to cut right, cut left, and look for shots, whether that's from distance or a little bit closer. A good opportunity early on from Phoenix Rising.
As Detroit City puts it back in, long run. Jordan Adebayo Smith going to chase it down, but Popmar Boy closes him off and knocks it away. It will be a throw to Detroit City. This is the Detroit City club, Joe, kind of struggling early on to find their goal footing. Just 6 goals scored, albeit they've only let in 5. They started out the season well. I'm trying to find the way to put the ball in the back of the net a little bit more.
And we're seeing changes from Danny Dicchio. Ben Morris out of the lineup, Darren Smith out of the lineup as well.
That was a long run in, and now a fall inside the 18, and hands up everywhere. No penalty. Here comes Margarita back the other direction. He's got Avievu to his left, and he's going to try and find him. The pass just a bit too far out of the way, and Hope Avievu, a little bit of a trip up there of Stephen Carroll.
And that's a veteran play from Stephen Carroll. Has the size advantage, has the speed advantage. Carroll in his 8th season with Detroit City FC, a veteran of this club, a rock in the middle of that back line.
Carroll, this is a man who's no stranger to professional football and no stranger to Detroit. He's the all-time Detroit City appearance leader. This is his 154th, his 98th USL Championship start. As what a nifty little pass or a thought from Hope Avievu. But Carroll I think one of the most impressive things, Joe, is the fact you look at it, he's the longest tenured current captain in Detroit sports right now, and that's hockey, football, basketball, everything. It's Stephen Carroll.
Yeah, and Detroit, obviously, as you're saying, Killian, a sports-rich city. This is a center back trio with Carroll in the middle, with Michael Bryant on the right, with Devin Amumensa on the other side. A trio that has a ton of experience with each other over the last 3 years. When we talk about continuity and the value of continuity in the USL, Detroit embodied that in a way that so few clubs in this league do. It gives them this foundation to play from every single season. It's a huge feather in this club's cap.
All sent down in the midfield and chested down. Knocked away, that was Cedeno. As Detroit City moving back forward. Little cut over, crossed in, all the way through, and it goes across the 6. As Adebayo Smith was there lurking in a dangerous location. As it looked like it did take a deflection, it will be another Carvana corner kick for the visitors.
Yeah, you see Alex Villanueva getting down that left side, playing a teasing ball across the box. Detroit so dangerous, whether it's Reese Williams on the right as that right-sided wing back or Alex Villanueva on the left side. So capable of driving the ball across the face of goal. Really, really talented team from those wide attacking areas.
So here is that next corner. Henry comes all the way out. That one fired across face of goal. It doesn't matter as there was a whistle for a foul.
Yeah, we'll catch a look at this replay here. Another corner kick from Detroit City. Collision there inside the box from Phoenix Rising. Bit fortunate there.
Played back in, Emil Quayshow. This Phoenix club happy to have him back in the lineup as he just kind of sends this one towards goal as ends up Carlos Herrera ends up taking that one. Long run as chasing it back now Colin Smith as Smith ends up winning that battle. Popmar boy into the midfield, Sacco, and a little 1-2 as Noble Okello will let it go all the way through. Here comes Quayshow. Margarita so dangerous one-on-one. 2 defenders on him now as he finally gets the ball off his feet. As Okello will switch it back over to Popmar boy.
And really the first chance, Killian, for Phoenix Rising to settle into possession in the attacking half. Something that this group is comfortable doing. You see Carl Saint now back at the base of midfield. He changes how this team can play with the ball, right? Missing time with international duty with Haiti, missing time due to that, sending off away to Monterey Bay. Now back in at the base of midfield. He is the tempo setter for this team. You're going to see Rising spend more time in the attacking half as a result.
Rising very comfortable working it around the back line, trying to hold possession a little bit. You did mention Carl Saint. He has not played in a while for this Phoenix club. As we said, ended up going away on international duty with that Haitian national team, ended up going all the way to Azerbaijan to play in a friendly, and then ultimately getting that red card midway through that Monterey Bay game. As Saint swings one all the way back over to Popmar boy. Smith, little 1-2 deflection from Okello right back to the captain. Detroit City came out aggressively, looking to try and see if they couldn't catch this Phoenix club off guard. This is a Phoenix Rising team. They've been notorious this season for allowing early goals in the first half. They settled things in, played 0-0 through the first 45 last week in San Antonio, and trying to do something similar, potentially even score first here tonight in the first half.
Well, those early momentum swings, I think, are a real subject of the lack of consistency. That's what the Rising team has had in their lineup, whether it's due to injuries, whether it's due to some of those international call-ups, even changes in a position like goalkeeper, where we've seen Patrick Kakowski start the season. Now it's Tristan Henry in the net for Phoenix Rising. So much change early on for a very new group. This Rising team trying to find themselves from the jump.
Great ball in. Here's Sacco. Sacco going to cut in onto his left. Going to cross it in towards the back post. Margarita has to chest it down to himself, but the flag is up. A little late getting the ball over to him.
Good chance down that right side for Phoenix Rising. Getting one of our first looks of this game at Isan Sacco and his ability to make things happen on the right. The sequence doesn't quite come together for the number 9. Looks to that left-footed chip ball to the back post just offside for Joe Margarita.
So Carlos Herrera, he's an off, and Carroll will get us back going. Devin Amu-Mensah. Settle down in the midfield, Williams. Ryan Williams giving off. Played through Adebayo Smith. He's got Montgomery in front of him. Montgomery staying with him step for step, though. The youngster does a nice job to shoulder off Adebayo Smith as they have to pull out and reset. Quick touch and a turnover. Here comes Phoenix.
This is where they're dangerous.
Long run in from behind. Heavy contact, and it will be a quick booking. As Hope Avievu told to hold up a second. And the first booking of the night is going to belong to Reese Williams.
And there's a look at that booking. A clear foul from Reese Williams, trying to do everything he can to get back into this play, to slow down a Phoenix Rising team that has shown early on in this game they're a real threat in transition.
Margarita comes back to it. Emil Quayshow. Play over for Montgomery. Quayshow is another one of those guys for this Phoenix Rising team. Glad to have him back. Took a knock in preseason camp. Was able to come out. Was only able to play about a half before he had to exit due to injury once again a few weeks ago. And he was able to finally get back and give a full 90 minutes last week in San Antonio.
Yeah, and just as you get a piece back, you're still losing a piece in the middle of the back line in Mo Traore. This Rising team still really desperate to get a consistent run with their first choice back four. Colin Smith on the right, Quayshow on the left, and Pat Marboy and Mo Traore as that center back duo slowly inching back to health. But when you're looking at reasons why this season has started a little more slowly than some would have expected for Phoenix Rising, despite all these new additions, you don't have to look a whole lot further than some of the injury lists early on in this season.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you know, this is a club just a few weeks ago in Monterey Bay. It was really a who's who. I mean, they almost had a starting 11 that ended up on the availability report that were out. A lot of guys unable to travel. Mo Traore, one of the bigger ones, picking up a knock a few weeks ago, and a turn. Colin Smith being pestered as Phoenix finally able to get it a little ways out more towards midfield. And bouncing around. Cabral gets turned and twisted down. Nothing there. And now a late whistle, and it will be a free kick to Phoenix.
Get a look at this replay here, a battle up top. A little tug of the jersey there from Stephen Carroll. Referee right to blow that whistle.
Fans will remind you the USL is live on Sunday on the CBS Sports Network. It's Birmingham Legion trying to derail the fast-starting El Paso Locomotive. April 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. It's a Birmingham Legion side parting ways with Tom Sohn, head coach. So a new man in charge in Birmingham. Nice quick little 1-2. Nice little slide in, deflecting away. Good defense from Detroit City, but it'll stay a throw-in for Phoenix.
Yeah, you mentioned Tom Sohn. Moving on, Robbie Nielsen as well from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Let go after just 4 matches in 2025 for Tampa Bay. They had not played at Al Lang Stadium yet this season. No home games for them. Robbie Nielsen let go. The competitiveness in this league does not slow down even in the early season.
Well, it certainly doesn't, and I know that Tampa Bay team excited to get back to Al Lang Stadium. Still working their way back from the destruction and devastation from the Hurricanes this past fall. So I know they're very excited in that community. Excited to have that club back at home. This one set down in the middle. That's Rutz weaving his way around but loses possession. Margarita the burst, and he's going to turn, get through. Nice little slide tackle there from Williams, and now a late one, and there will be a booking. It looks like it'll be Noble Okello be shown the yellow card.
Yeah, some good grit in defensive midfield on both sides there, Phoenix Rising and Detroit City. Absolutely correct call on that yellow card for Noble Okello. Ends up coming in late on Ryan Williams. Just has to go through the back of him. It's a clear yellow card. That whole sequence, Killian, starts with Carl Saint winning the ball at the base of midfield. Phoenix Rising can't quite progress from there. But we're seeing a bit more steel from this Phoenix Rising midfield last weekend against San Antonio. Who keyed that second goal? It was Noble Okello, who tracks back to win that ball to release the Phoenix Rising counterattack. Now with Okello starting next to Carl Saint, there's some real size in that midfield. If those two players are active and aggressive, moving side to side, and incisive winning the ball, this Rising team is going to generate lots of counter-attacking opportunities, which we can clearly see as where this team is going to be the most dangerous in 2025.
That was a long ball played in for Adebayo Smith. He's been very active in these first 15 minutes. A couple of long balls over the top, just haven't been able to find its home just yet for Detroit City. As Okello with the ball at his feet, he'll play a little 1-2 with Saint, who'll get it right back from Montgomery.
You can see how narrow Detroit's defensive structure is here through the front. Rising trying to find the lanes to play around that side. Can't quite get the ball moving in the right spots in possession just yet.
Colin Smith with a foul. It'll be a free kick. A little bit of a slip up trying to stop and start. A little tug and then some contact as Cedeno, not sure if he knew March Madness ended a couple weeks ago. That was a good little box out on his side.
For the true hoops fans out there, it never stops, Killian.
All sent to the near side. That's Chapman. Jay Chapman, the Canadian. Very experienced professional player, a lot of MLS experience after spending last season between Hartford and Charleston.
And you can see early on in this game, Phoenix Rising okay to drop their line of confrontation, right? They're okay to sit back a little bit deeper to the point where their number 9, Remy Cabral, not even on screen. Right now, for you watching along at home, he's high, waiting for an opportunity to go and attack in transition. That's what Rising are doing. They're trying to bait Detroit City forward, hoping to win the ball and then attack quickly through their front line.
Sneaky little move coming through that time. That was Williams on that right side, weaving around Emil Quayshaw and Braxton Montgomery. Well, we'll set up a free kick. Bit of a dangerous location. Williams still kind of pleading his case, asking for a yellow card for one of the two Phoenix backline members. This will be Ryan Williams, ready to take this free kick. Williams, right foot through it, curling towards the penalty spot, and he'll be cleared away at least for the moment. Quayshaw gets his foot back out and sends it out the other direction. Headed out, but not fully away from danger as Margarita will wait for it, and Phoenix will get a throw.
It's good work there from Joe Margarita on this near side, trying to hunt down that ball. Rising really eager again to get out on the break.
Quayshaw on the near side. Walks it forward. Chipped ahead, but a bit too far. See the thought there from Emil Quayshaw, but unable to play the ball through as he has a quick little chat with Margarita.
Well, it doesn't need to be quite that aggressive from Emil Quayshaw trying to play that ball over the top. Joe Margarita, not the fleetest of foot, not the strongest guy in terms of acceleration either. It's going to be difficult to beat this Detroit back three who are more aggressive, a little more physically dominant players. And Joe Margarita, with that ball over the top, there are opportunities to recycle possession to the other side, try to shift this Detroit City group from one side to the other, catch them off a little bit, and then go and try to penetrate with that more vertical pass.
Captain Carroll wants a long ball in behind, headed back.
Well
nice
done.
little header there to keep possession. Cedeno going to stop. He's got Saint in front of him. Ryan Williams. Played back around. Chapman to the left side, Villanueva. Back to Chapman, looking one more time. Villanueva, lots of space. Smith comes to meet him. Crossed in, set down outside the 6, but cleared away at the last second by Carl Saint, but not fully out of danger just yet, as Detroit City keeps it in play, and it will be a throw.
Phoenix Rising playing with fire a little bit down this far side. Detroit City trying to work at the ball in the box via Alex Villanueva. Do a good job of getting it inside the 18. Detroit having some success working the ball down the flanks. Not a huge surprise, Killian, when you think about the wide attacking personnel for Pa Mutaka's group. Isan Sako on the right, Joe Margarita on the left. These were attack-first players. These are guys who want to get forward, that want to put up numbers in the final third. They will defend because that is part of the job of being out there. But that's not what delights them. That's not what gets them out of bed every day. The fullbacks for Phoenix Rising, Emil Quacio, Colin Smith, are going to have their work cut out for them tonight in this system.
A little knock around. Montgomery got his foot to it, but went back to Ryan Williams. There's Reese Williams, crossed in just over the top of Adebayo Smith, about a foot higher the extension on the leap, and he might have had it. And Detroit City will reset.
And that was well done on the counter pressure there from Stephen Carroll, just out-muscling Remy Cabral. Still work for Cabral to do to become a better hold-up striker. Working on that aspect of his game.
Cabral, as you mentioned, playing high up, almost face-to-face with the Detroit captain, Stephen Carroll.
To the point, Killian, where that has to be an intentional approach from Pa Mutaka, to have your number 9 essentially staying so high that you're defending with just 9 outfield players.
That one crossed in, a dangerous little run from Cedeno, and it's headed out once again. As fans, want to remind you that Phoenix Children's is the exclusive and official pediatric medical partner of Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Children provides expert care to children and their families, including primary and specialty care. As Tristan Henry has to just leap up and knock that one over. To learn more about Phoenix Children's, be sure to visit phoenixchildrens.org.
Henry not taking any chances with that ball coming down from such a great height. Wisely puts it out of play. Just his 3rd start of the year. Tristan Henry had that error in the second half against San Antonio, conceding that penalty, trying to come off his line. A goalkeeper who wants to be aggressive. A goalkeeper who likes to communicate and really command this back four. Interested to see what we'll see from Tristan Henry tonight.
This is Tristan Henry, a very decorated player up in the Canadian Premier League. Is another Carvana corner kick. This one's short and knocked away, and they'll just reset things. But Henry, this is a guy, he's a 4-time champion. The Forge FC up in the Canadian Premier League, a 2-time Golden Glove winner. It's over 165 career professional appearances as Quacio leaps up to head that one out of the 18. This one crossed in again. This one sent down, knocked down right at the feet of Pop Marboy as he's got a little bit of space and see if he can't find something to work a counter, but just not enough red kits forward. But the ball sends right to the feet of Margarita. Margarita tries to feed one through to Cabral, but couldn't find the open window. Montgomery does a nice job to shut down an attack from Detroit City. It's been back-to-back, both sides. Kind of get the feeling, at least these first 20 or so minutes, you feel a goal's coming from somewhere. You just don't necessarily know how it's going to come yet.
Well, in the early stages, and this might not age well.
And there's the long ball in through. Margarita crossed into the center, but nobody's there. Sacco wasn't playing back as a little tug at the back of Cedeno, and now Cedeno they get in the face, and Sacco, they're having a little conversation. Good feed in, and Margarita tried to cut it back into the center, but nobody was there to receive it.
Oh, and it's a clever idea from Joe Margarita. So close to the end line, didn't have the angle to play that ball across the face of goal. So what do? You look for that cutback at a deeper angle. Just no runners. There's just saying, Killian. Isan Sacco had shifted over to this left side. He's not alert to make that weak side run. Noble Akelo Hopaveevu not alert to that space either. A good idea from Joe Margarita, just not the execution off the ball from this Phoenix Rising squad.
Now seeing Hopaveevu jumping up as it looks like Phoenix wants to try and press a little bit.
And this is sort of the first time that we've seen this look so far tonight. Killian Rising have been so content to sit deep and absorb pressure to try to hit on the break. Certainly a different look from them.
And one of the big things, a little change on the wings. Margarita and Sacco have switched. Yep. Margarita now on that right side.
And I like Margarita on that right side because he's so dangerous getting to that byline, right? Getting to the end and playing those balls across with his right foot. It takes away some of that temptation to take those 3, 4, 5 touches from left to right to move the ball onto that right foot as more of an inverted winger on the left. It allows him to be a little more vertical and a little more incisive.
A little tip there from Akello to earn the ball as Phoenix take possession. A little miscommunication between Montgomery and Quayshow as it'll be eventually the young 17-year-old to go collect it. Long run from Saint, who just gets it off of his feet as Detroit trying to put a little pressure.
That's good work from Phoenix to move the ball around that pressure and over to the opposite side. Move away from the numbers for Detroit and release into the attack.
Nifty little move. Hope Abayevu, he's got numbers with him. Sacco, going to take a shot towards the top corner. And just too tall. As I said, you feel something brewing. You just don't know who it's going to be and from which side.
Yeah, it doesn't take much there to get Phoenix rising forward. Nifty work in central midfield from the number 10, Hope Abayevu, to get rising forward in the first place. Isan Sacco just a little over-eager to hit that ball. Doesn't let it run a little bit further forward to make that angle slightly easier. Can't wrap his right foot around it quite enough to bend it to the far post.
Sacco is our Circle K player to watch for this home side. Mentioned goal contributions in 4 games out of 5 this season and assists in 3 straight. And there's Reese Williams, and he'll lay it back to his captain, Carroll.
Yeah, Sacco has been such a difference maker for this Phoenix Rising team. Rising having scouted him when he was playing over in Europe. His ability to translate that physicality and technique to the USL Championship. Somebody with real experience, whether it's Strasbourg, Nice, the lower levels over in France, playing in Switzerland. This guy's translated incredibly well to the USL Championship in a host of different roles, whether that's through the center as more of a number 9 or a second forward, whether that is on the wings or a little deeper in central midfield as well. Isan Sacco has done almost everything in the attack so far in 2025.
And Sacco is one of those players you kind of get the feeling seeing him around camp and in training. He's a goal scorer. He scored 7 a year ago in Switzerland, you mentioned. But he seems very content. As long as this team is scoring, he doesn't necessarily care who's scoring the goals, as long as they're finding the back of the net. As a long look and be fired, but too tall, as Chapman wanted to have a go at it.
No bonus points for hitting that video board on the south side.
At least not that we know of. Not yet.
Yeah, we haven't asked. You're right.
It's a fair point. Phoenix will send it back in. We'll have a hydration break here coming up in the next few minutes. As we mentioned, it's been unseasonably warm, at least to the start of the spring in Phoenix, as heavy contact as Quayshow hit the deck. And Quayshow a little slow to get up. That's one where if you're Phoenix Rising and Pamoduka, you see Quayshow take a hard shot like that and go down, you hold your breath just a little bit.
Well, it's deja vu from just a few weeks ago in almost the exact same spot for Emil Quayshow. Going down with a leg knock. Finally back in the lineup, played a full 90 against San Antonio FC last Sunday. Quayshow seems to be back on his feet and doing just fine.
Such a big part of this Phoenix Rising club. A guy that Pamoduka calls just a pure footballer. Doesn't matter where I put him on the pitch, I trust he's going to make the plays. As Quayshow, a little touch, and now takes a shove from behind, and it'll be another free kick. Quayshow earn it, wants to take it quickly, and Alyssa Nichols says, no, we're going to wait at least a second longer.
Well, and how good is that from Braxton Montgomery, the 18-year-old, working his way out of the back. Such good close control on this left side.
Reminder that Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Quayshow rocks it up the near side and sends it into the tunnel on the far end.
Some miscommunication on that far side Between Noble Akello, Colin Smith, Joe Margarita. Nobody going after that ball.
So it looks like they will indeed take that hydration break. Right there on that ball out. So 30 minutes played, Joe, still 0-0. We've had a couple opportunities on both sides. How'd you evaluate the start from these two?
Well, it's an interesting progression through the first 30 minutes of this game. In the early going, Phoenix Rising very content to sit deep, happy to absorb pressure, hoping to invite Detroit to come forward onto them and then go and release through Remy Cabral, through Isan Sako, through Jor Margarita, Hope Aveyebu, to go and find space on the break. And I don't doubt that that will continue to be a theme for the last 15 minutes of this first half. But you pointed it out well, Killian. Rising start to turn up the aggression meter defensively, to step a little bit higher, trying to disrupt what Detroit is doing and taking the game a little bit more to the visitors. There's still, a number of punches to be thrown in this first half.
Yeah, lots of time left. And I'm going to introduce to you the ultimate match day deal from Phoenix Rising. It's the family 4-pack. You can enjoy 4 tickets, 4 entrees, 4 chips, and 4 waters or sodas, all for just $80. And bring your family and experience an unforgettable night of soccer. Get your family 4-pack now at phxrisingfc.com. We are Phoenix Rising, Todos Rojos.
2 soft pretzels for me, 2 soft pretzels for you.
I mean, who says no? That's
Not
what
me.
I'm hearing. A couple of waters. Coca-Cola gives a little caffeine to.
Yeah, you were thinking Coca-Cola all the way along. You just had to say water. You felt pressured into it.
You got to mix it up, each one of them. Good crowd here tonight in Phoenix. Happy to be back at home after a little bit of a long break away for Phoenix Rising. Got a nice little stretch of matches here at home. It's a busy stretch for both these clubs with the U.S. Open Cup getting into full swing. But Phoenix, they've got this match here tonight, and then next week, in the midweek on Wednesday, they'll travel to Tulsa for their Open Cup tie. And then back home against Sacramento Republic. That's going to be a fun one, a 1 p.m. kick. And then the following week, I know it's the match that Joe's most excited for, but the Jägermeister Cup gets underway with San Antonio coming to town.
Yeah, a couple of revenge matches early in the season. You played regular season against Tulsa, you get them in the Open Cup. You play San Antonio in the regular season, you get them in the Jaeger Cup. I'm here for some of these grudge matches inside the first couple of months, Killian.
Well, everybody is sufficiently hydrated, and we are back underway and in play in Phoenix. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry, I want to thank you for spending some of your night with us here on CBS Sports Galazzo and anywhere else you may be tuning in. Ball to the near side, Reese Williams. Send back Chapman. Chapman coordinating traffic a little bit with the ball at his feet. Mumensa. Get at this near side, Bryant. Bryant trying to chip one through. Adebayo Smith gets the touch there, but a bit too strong, and Quasio's there to collect it and send it back to his captain, Patmar Boy. Aveyevu can't control that one. And Reese Williams looked like he wanted a quick throw, and he had Adebayo Smith for a second. Williams with his arms out, kind of going, man, I need some help here. Adebayo Smith goes down. They're going to keep playing. Cedeno sneaking his way through, tries to close off, but the youngster Montgomery's there to foil that attack. Aveyevu played back to Patmar Boy, as we said, back in the starting 11. Missed last week after a red card suspension. One that he drew in Monterey Bay on the road in that defeat. This one played over the top in the head, a long run, but it did take a little bit of a deflection off of Mumensa, giving enough speed to get all the way to the keeper, Carlos Herrera.
You mentioned Patmar Boy there. It's been a strong start for the center back duo, Braxton Montgomery and Patmar Boy. The first time we've seen these two play together as center backs in 2025. Montgomery's showing some good composure, working the ball out of the back in tight spots. And Patmar Boy bringing some of that classic physical defending that we've come to expect from him.
That one just sent right out of touch. No white kid anywhere near. You got to be impressed with the young Braxton Montgomery. as right on cue. A pass a little too far away. But
Killian, that's on you. That's commentator's curse 101 right there.
I'll take blame on that one. This one sent through and right back to him. Intercepts the pass. Montgomery presses ahead. Little back and forth between the two teams. As Williams thought about a ball through. Okello does a nice job doubling back and getting a touch to it. But talking a little bit more about Braxton Montgomery, you got a chance to chat with him a little bit this week during availability. And just kind of hearing from you, he's such an interesting player in the sense that he's really just kind of a go with the flow. Just put me out there and I'm going to go play.
100%. And the story of Braxton Montgomery first being watched by Pam Mudaka. Pam Mudaka comes out to a Phoenix Rising U19 game before he is even, officially announced as Phoenix Rising coach. He's already getting into the trenches, watching some academy footage, going out to a game, and Jamison Ping, fellow Phoenix Rising Academy player now signed to a first-team contract, tells Braxton Montgomery, hey, that's Pam Mudaka. That's, that guy's going to be here. And Braxton Montgomery asked him, does it make you nervous? Does that freak you out at all? And he said, no, just another guy watching on the sidelines. Granted, Pa gave a little bit more feedback to Braxton Montgomery's game than the average viewer.
Nice moves from Margarita. Got a lot of space. Smith coming across as Margarita, is now down at the edge of the 18. This one crossed in. Heavy cross, and it's headed up and out. And it will be a corner, but now concern turns to Drew Margarita, who's down in a heap right on the edge of the 18. And Margarita luckily pops up and displeased by whatever it was. Oh yeah, you see right there in the middle, a shoulder check right in the open field. I can see why Margarita a little upset about that one. So first Carvana corner kick of the night for Phoenix. Under Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising, will drive you happy. First chance for the hosts. This one sent in all the way through. Popmar boy got his head to it but couldn't get it on target.
It's an excellent ball, an in-swinger with that left foot of Emil Cuecho. Really, really well-weighted corner kick from that far side. Popmar boy does well to get contact on this, just can't tuck it inside that far post. Ends up heading it wide. A good opportunity, though, for Phoenix.
Still 0-0. Over a half an hour played in Phoenix. These two sides seeing if they can find first goal of the match. A little chip ahead for Reese Williams. Will chest it down to himself, and he's pestered by Okello and Cuecho, and Okello comes away with it.
That's well done from Noble Okello, getting involved defensively. That's got to be a huge key for him in 2025.
This one sent in. Aveyevu, a little bit of a strong touch, but able to get it back off. Saint comes to collect. Now Okello. Okello, the tall, strong Canadian, listed at 6'5". Margarita, back to Aveyevu. Cuecho, 1-2, Margarita, long cross in. Looked like he just got a little too much power on that one.
Yeah, holding up the hand, Joe Margarita, my bad. On that cross, a great entry ball from Emil Cuecho. Fantastic, quick play down that left side. Makes such a difference for this Rising team when Emil Cuecho is on the ball, in possession from that left back spot. Can stay wide, can tuck inside into more central areas. Comfortable in the half spaces, and a very, very sharp distributor from that left back position.
Mumensah gonna jog up and ready to toss it in, but he'll wait even a few moments longer. Abayo Smith tries to feed one through. Forward. He's away from the Minnesota United system. This is his first year in Detroit, as Margarita somehow still with the ball at his feet. They're going to continue playing. Margarita lays off Aveyevu. A little tic-tac from Aveyevu and Cuecho as Okello. Now they're going to swing it back to the far end. Saint. Cuecho. Margarita. One touch off the foot, so crisp right now from this Phoenix club, passing it around, trying to find a soft spot. Take a look. Again, we mentioned it earlier, another swap at those wings. Margarita and Sacco back to their original positions the way they started the night.
Yeah, and Hope Avevu trying to get involved as well, cutting in on his preferred right foot and drawing the foul. Phoenix had one dangerous look on a set piece, a corner kick just a few moments ago. It'll be Emil Quaisho, it looks like, setting to take this ball on the free kick.
Quaisho calls Margarita towards him. Quaisho, the left footer. Margarita with his right. Quaisho going to be the one to send it into the center. Whole host of white kits there waiting for it, though. Cabral comes back to get it. He crossed back in. Sacco near the back post, but it was right into the waiting arms of Carlos Herrera. Herrera from Mexico City, man who's started in goal the last 2 games for his Detroit City club. Guy came over from Monterey Bay, started 8 of the last 9 matches a year ago, and also go back, he's actually the first ever starter for Monterey Bay, ended up keeping a clean sheet that night for the Crispin Kelp. There's an interception now by Phoenix. Lots of space in the middle for Akello as he jaunts forward. Quaisho over to Margarita on the left wing. Margarita cuts to his right, cuts back to his left, all sorts of space, crossed in, over the top, back post, 1-0 Phoenix! Colin Smith gonna come over and get in on the dancing with Drew Margarita. And there's the first strike of the night.
Colin Smith's first goal of 2025. This all starts, though, on the foot of Juro Margarita. Cuts right, cuts left. Lofts a perfectly weighted ball to the back post. An excellent piece of play from Juro Margarita, and great off-ball running from the right back Colin Smith to head it home with the back post. And it's 1-0 Phoenix Rising.
Colin Smith, at first, it's like he didn't even really know what he did at first second. He just kind of went flying in out of nowhere. And then he had to go find his assist man, Juro Margarita. First on the year for Colin Smith, and the first lead in a first half this season for Phoenix.
It's a big moment for Phoenix Rising at home in a game that you were expected to win at home in this league against a team that has traveled a long way in Detroit City. FC 3 winless for Detroit City. Phoenix do just enough to get on the board before halftime through a pretty reliable revenue source, killing that we're seeing so far in the early stages of this new look attacking group for Phoenix Rising, right? Where it's Sacco on one side, Joe Margarita on the other, Damian Rivera, we should mention him as well, on the bench to start this game. He started and was crucial last Sunday against San Antonio FC. So much new attacking quality over the last 2 transfer windows added into this team. Margarita's got something special.
Sacco chests it down, and it will be off of him and out. Now, a little pushing and shoving. Sacco going to give it right back to Amu Mensah, and here comes Colin Smith to back up his teammate. A little kerfuffle there out at midfield on the far side. Now a quick talking to, and while Alyssa Nichols sorts that out, Sacco trying to hold the ball a little bit. A little gamesmanship and a little offense taken.
And no love lost between Devin Amu Mensah and Isan Sacco, it certainly looks like.
And soccer fans, the season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. So you can get all your USL tickets and much more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. I think if you look hard enough, you might be able to find a seat right up here next to Joe Lowry.
We can pull up a chair for you.
It's a very coveted one.
Way to sell it.
Quaisho pressed ahead. Phoenix not content with just one in this first 45. As I mentioned, first lead in a first half this season for Phoenix Rising. They led, but only for a few minutes, as we will have 3 minutes of added time as Sacco takes a heavy hit trying to come through. There'll be a free kick as Sacco will take a moment. But they led for the first time late last week in that second half after the penalty from Cabral, but the big thing is they gave that right back up almost immediately just a few minutes later. 3 goals in a 10-minute stretch between Phoenix and San Antonio.
Oh, and Phoenix have done a good job avoiding that so far tonight. Since that goal finds the back of the net from Colin Smith, Rising have still been in relative control. They've also been a good number of stoppages in that period of time. But Phoenix staying resolute defensively. They were resolute defensively before that opening goal. And that's a real point of emphasis for Pamuduka's team, being sharp in the back, being aggressive, being turned on defensively, not taking plays off. This is a Rising team under Pamuduka that want to be focused on themselves, right? That want to be so determined in what they're doing defensively that it helps turn into opportunities at the other end. Rising have done a good job of that so far tonight.
Saw Pamuduka reigning coach of the week for the USL Championship following his first win as the head man here in Phoenix, as Henry doubles back all the way for that one. Popmar Boy will send this one ahead. Sacco chests it down, somehow keeps it in. Long ball, but too far out, and it will roll out of touch.
Yeah, sloppy long ball there from Noble Okello, who hasn't had his best 45-plus minutes of soccer in possession. Okello still trying to find the right spots to pick up off the ball, trying to find the right weight of his passes on the ball. There's a little room for him to improve offensively in the second half. Defensively, though, he's been big. SS Carl Saint in this first 45 minutes. A really strong performance from that double pivot.
Margarita came flying in, but that ball was able to make its way all the way to Bryant as he took a little tumble from Okello as the two collided. Rumensa gets it away. Ryan Williams, see if Detroit City has something to say before this first half ends. Long ball through, long run, Reese Williams. Williams cuts off, gets himself some space on his right foot, low cross in, deflected around. Still at the edge of the penalty spot, bouncing around, bodies all over the place. Long run in, fired wide and high, as no danger will eventually come of it.
Yeah, it's desperation defending there from Phoenix Rising. Emil Quacio, as important as he's been at the other end, still very much trying to get accustomed to defending as a left back, new in that role. As of partway through last season, Detroit worked the ball in the box through Reese Williams, and then just some real chaos inside the 18. Ends with Detroit City sending a shot way over the bar there from Ryan Williams.
Quacio now get it. See how much time is left in this first half, as it will be the throw to Detroit, so they might get one last shot. And it looks like no. The answer is no, they will not get one last chance at possession, but a round of applause from this home team as Phoenix Rising with a 1-0 advantage through the first half of action here at 38th and Washington. Pamuduka having a conversation with his left back, Emil Quacio, and there is the goal scorer, Colin Smith, off of a header in the 42nd minute, and that is where we stand. Don't go anywhere. We got halftime coming up. We'll be right back from Phoenix.
This is how Arizona's family first alerts you before weather changes.
A team with more than 100 years of local experience. We'll stay ahead of the weather that impacts you. Air quality.
We need to prepare for some weekend winds.
Temperature drops.
We're first alerting for a freeze warning. Fire risks.
This lack of rain increases the odds of wildfires.
All so you can protect your family, pets, and property.
Know about changes before they happen with First Alert Weather on Arizona's Family.
Hey, just a reminder that me and some friends are headed to the credit card bill tomorrow.
Again? I hate that you're always going to the credit card. Why can't you stay here and do things with us?
You don't generate the same interest. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Get your money working and keep more of it at home with 0% interest for 6 months on new Visa credit cards at America First.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helped you change your spare, and rock star nurses. Hey. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K every single day. Fueled by Circle K.
Nice car. Still for sale?
Actually...
Perfect. How about I pay you half now, half later?
Well, the thing
I'll
is
whip
that...
the trailer around, blow this baby up.
There you go, Jake.
Thank you.
Did you just sell your car to Carvana?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Well, that puts this location into context.
I tried to tell you.
Sell your car to Carvana today.
Todos Rojos. It's more than a color. Es comunidad. It's a state of mind. It means we rise together. Stronger, louder, prouder. Like a phoenix from the fire, we overcome. And we all know it's more.
They are brothers, but they are little brothers. Slap them tonight, alright?
You guys stick together, come on.
Hey, what was the call there, Edward? Black, this is our house.
It's 1-0 on a full moon in Phoenix. Phoenix rising thanks to a first-half goal by the head of Colin Smith as they hold the 45-minute advantage. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take another quick break and continue on with halftime. 38th in Washington.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Oh, and he finds the back of the net. Birmingham's on the board. Overhead kick, and it's in. 4-1 Locomotive.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Phoenix! 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 Woo! Out of here. I'm out. Phoenix! Phoenix!
This week on USL All Access, Ryan Helfrich, president of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, joins us to talk their first game in 9 months at the stadium. In Division I and promotion and relegation for the Rowdies. Phoenix Rising knocking off the only perfect team remaining, and 5 teams waited until the 75th minute to salvage at least a point or better. Championship play is fast and furious. Things are starting to be wide open. Join us.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. It is a beautiful night in Phoenix, a 1-0 halftime advantage for Phoenix Rising. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry here in Phoenix. Kind of high atop the pitch here at 38th in Washington, as we got some of the USL news and notes. We mentioned last week that big one, USL on CBS kicked off San Antonio Phoenix Rising, a new viewership record. Great to see. And then the players of the month ended up being awarded. San Antonio's Namosa, and then Abukora, coach and player of the month, has been named. And then the big one, I know one that we're very excited to see. I know Rhode Island's very excited to see. They announced a name for their new stadium. It's Centerville Bank Stadium. It looks fantastic. I know they cannot wait to get that thing open.
Yeah, sold out already for that home opener on May 3rd. 10,500 rabid Rhode Island fans going to be in the seats for that game.
That's going to be great to see. Here are the scores from around the USL. Couple draws, really just one draw, a 0-0 Las Vegas and Lexington SC, and then lots of results. 2-1 Loudoun United takes down Tampa Bay after they make a coaching change. A 2-1 win in the Western Conference. Oakland over the top of Tulsa. Charleston, a comeback 2-1 victory. They were down 1-0 early against Pittsburgh. And then a couple matches still going on. Sacramento Republic, the opponent for this Phoenix club next week, 1-0 down against Orange County. Won't go anywhere. We're going to continue on with halftime. As we said, 1-0 Phoenix Rising as the sprinklers are on International Night in Phoenix.
Billy, I need help with the clicker.
Yeah, one second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car. Billy, you still there? Okay,
You need Carvana. What's your plate number?
Boss, M-O-V.
Vehicle features, no accidents, right?
No.
Good. Generating offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow.
That's an amazing offer. Do you still need help with the clicker?
I'll ask your sister.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana.
There's satisfaction in sacrifice, in spilling blood, sweat, and tears, in knowing that you left it all on the floor and never threw in the towel. Well, except to clean up the mess. Giving it all for your team is worth every drop. Modelo, brewed for fans with a fighting spirit.
Hey, just a reminder that me and some friends are headed to the credit card bill tomorrow.
Again, I hate that you're always going to the credit card. Why can't you stay here and do things with us?
You don't generate the same interest. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Get your money working and keep more of it at home with 0% interest for 6 months on new Visa credit cards at America First.
When you choose Arizona Sports Medicine Center, you have access to one of the Valley's most advanced sports medicine and orthopedic care teams.
You're choosing a multidisciplinary team who are dedicated to providing the care you need.
That's why we offer advanced treatments, both surgical and non-surgical options, including robotic-assisted procedures.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, a sports injury, or need rehab after surgery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love to do.
Care is more than just treatment. It's a journey we take together.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Carvana, ASMC, and America First Credit Union. A look at the scenery in downtown Phoenix as the nightcap as we're going.
Which gives you an idea of the low quality looks that Detroit have been generating through the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, Detroit, we've seen a lot of those long balls early in the first half, trying to see if they couldn't find Jordan Adebayo-Smith. Couple looks for him. He wasn't really able to get on the other end of anything. And then you look on the other side in terms of the striker. This was something we were kind of talking about during the break this last time. Remy Cabral, involvement really hasn't been there tonight.
No, Remy Cabral just 2 touches through the first 45 minutes plus stoppage time. 2 touches. That is the low for any Phoenix Rising player. The player closest to him on that list, Killian, Tristan Henry, the goalkeeper for Phoenix Rising, 13 touches for Tristan Henry, and then 19 for Isan Sako as the next outfield player. Remy Cabral really just not involved at all for Phoenix Rising in the first 45 minutes. Part of that is how Rising were playing, absorbing a lot of pressure, especially in the first 30 minutes or so of that opening 45 minutes. But really, Rising have to figure out a way to involve their number 9 in the second 45.
How do you think they do that as Remy Cabral will get his 3rd touch of the game and get us back underway in this second half? What's the way did you think try to get Cabral more involved?
Well, I think it's trying to cue him in with the wingers a little bit more, and in with Noble Okello and Hope Aveyevu through central midfield. Phoenix Rising spent a lot of time either trying to play over Detroit City in that first half or trying to play around them. And there are reasons to play around a relatively narrow Danny Dicchio team. But there also need to be looks through the center to create those high-quality chances. Keying the wingers into Remy Cabral's movement centrally is going to be key.
There's Margarita. We've already seen one bit of brilliance over there. Going to lay one off as Quayshow came running all the way in to try and help him. Margarita again, one-on-one with Williams, looking for some space. He's so good with the ball one-on-one at his feet, and he decides just lay it out, and Phoenix will reset.
Well, that's a battle to watch outside of the obvious reason that you watch Joe Margarito do just about anything on a soccer field. Reese Williams on a yellow card after that first 45 minutes. Joe Margarito is going to go at Reese Williams because there's an opportunity to send Detroit down to 10 men if you play your cards right.
Yeah, long ball in is a bit of trouble getting back in defense. Hope Aveyevu came back to help. Here's Chapman now on the edge of the 18. Swung all the way through. Nobody was there. Reese Williams was kind of back trailing, but he was still far too away to make anything happen there. As Tristan Henry will hand things off to Braxton Montgomery. Henry not really been called into much action so far tonight, which I'm sure he's totally fine with. Potmar Boy puts his right foot through it as Smith going to leap up to get ahead, but nobody's there waiting on the other end.
And for Detroit, the success that they had in the first half, a lot of that came through the wingbacks. Alex Villanueva now on this near side as that left outside back, and Reese Williams over on the right, finding that pocket of space just outside the Phoenix Rising winger and fullback, and really between those two players as well, to take advantage of that natural gap in Rising's defensive shape and go into the final third. If Detroit are going to have some success in the second half, I'd wager that at least some of it comes through the play of those wingbacks.
There's Rutz going to turn. Chapman going to wait up. Here comes Williams to come and help it out. Williams tries to cut, gets taken down at the edge of the 18, and then a shot in, still going. Adebayo-Smith, the goal was wide open. There was a late whistle. There's hands up everywhere, and it looks like it was offside. So it doesn't really matter nonetheless. This was the big one that they were looking at. Wanting a penalty is... Oh. Quayshow stuck the foot in.
Yeah, it's dangerous defending there from Emil Quayshow. Certainly sticks the leg out a little bit on Reese Williams there. Williams looking for some contact as well, and I don't blame him for that. A dangerous opportunity across the board there. and a correct offside call on Jordan Adebayo-Smith, ruling out that missed chance at the goal mouth.
Remy Cabral gets a touch, trying to get him a little more involved as he gets taken down.
And one thing, talking about Remy Cabral's lack of involvement as we catch this replay, one thing Cabral can do is try to drop in a little bit more, to be an option like he does there, to get some of those touches, to draw Detroit out, and to create extra space for those wingers knifing in behind.
Margarita couldn't get around, but now he's pestering Williams, and the two of them battling, and now Williams taken down. Margarita takes a shove as Carroll comes together with Margarita. Remy Cabral trying to get in between everybody as the captain, Carroll, having some words. And now Joe Margarita going to be booked for a yellow.
And it looked to me like Joe Margarita kicked that ball away after the whistle had been blown. It's certainly a point of emphasis from referees across the USL Championship this season, delaying the restart in that manner. As we'll catch this replay in the battle there, another one between Reese Williams and Joe Margarita. There's the foul initially. And you see that kick away right as Michael Bryant comes over into the play. Detroit appealing for that yellow card, and they get it.
So Margarita picks up a booking, the man with the assist. And Cabral, he tried the back heel. Communication wasn't there as Sacco claps his hands, liked the idea, just didn't link up.
Yeah, that's a second moment between those two of just not quite being on the same page in this match. There's the Sacco moment earlier where he's trying to find Cabral, and Cabral's making a different run. See something similar the other direction there. Those two still very much looking for chemistry in the early days of this 25 season.
Henry will watch that one run all the way out. I'll remind you, if you can't watch the match, be sure to turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the new SiriusXM app.
A shift to Phoenix Rising's build-up structure in the second half, popping both center backs, Braxton Montgomery and Pop Marboy, over to this right side, building with more of a flat back four, with Henry acting as the other center back.
1-2, Cedeno going to chip one in, and just wide. Cedeno got the deflection, and they'll get the corner, but a great opportunity to level it.
It's dangerous. Sloppy play out of the back from Phoenix Rising. Detroit City do well to take advantage of the opportunity. It's Ryan Williams with that ball forward, flicked on to Jessiel Cedeno. Ends up getting pushed wide. It's a dangerous opportunity for Detroit City, their best look of the evening.
Bit of a mistake for Montgomery to start that attack. And here's the first Carvana corner kick of the second half. Bodies flying in. Amu Mensah sends it back. Cut back, and now Margarita. A dangerous challenge. And Margarita trying to plead his case, making sure he doesn't end up getting sent off. And Margarita's going to walk away. Discussing with the FAR official.
Phoenix Rising under some pressure in the last few minutes. The nice bit of pressing work there from Detroit City on the last shot. Now win the ball back, quickly getting it into a dangerous area to draw a free kick. Detroit knocking on the door. Good intensity from the visitors coming out of halftime.
So Margarita on that yellow card he picked up just a few minutes ago. And now a free kick in a dangerous spot for Detroit City. Looks like it'll be Ryan Williams set up to take. No, it'll be a left foot and swung too far over the top. As nothing was there. And a bit of a wasted free kick and set piece opportunity.
Phoenix Rising with the opportunity now to reset. Again, trying to be intentional in how they build from the back. Braxton Montgomery, the 18-year-old, in a high-pressure position there just at the edge of his own 6-yard box.
Now lots of bodies pressed up. Pop Marboy hesitates instead of just sending it down, now asking for some help to come to him. Smith tries to chip one ahead for Cabral, and it took a deflection And it'll run all the way back to the keeper, Herrera. Herrera, we've mentioned, starting his 3rd consecutive match. Officially the 227th player in Detroit City FC history to play in a match for them. But Phoenix threatening, see if they can't put some pressure on him. Sacco, what a nifty little bit of footwork, and cleared away, and it'll be a throw for Phoenix. It looks like some subs are readying for Pa Muruka. So Smith going to drop one in, get the ball right back to him, and a quick whistle and a foul. And still down, it was Smith, the goal scorer. As now actually they're going to say, no, it wasn't, look like it was offside as the flag went up. Looks like the near side official whistled for a foul. Either way, back going, and Detroit City with possession.
Colin Smith laboring a little bit, the goal scorer. After some contact on that near side, Isan Sacco does so well to cover for his fullback there, getting back into shape as that acting right back to force Detroit City back into their own half.
Momensa up this near side as Montgomery comes back over to help fend off the attack, and a poor pass from Saint. Sets up a chance for Detroit. Cut back, left-footed shot falling away. Wasn't able to get enough behind it, and an easy one for Tristan Henry as he wants to try and get things going back quickly. Chipped ahead, my goodness, Joe Margarita.
How's that touch?
Margarita now chased down from behind. He goes down a little too easily. Stolen back away from Williams. Thought about a long look. Sacco comes doubling back. Williams now going to cross it into the near side. Montgomery got a foot to it. Potmar Boy was there as well. And Quaisho trying to dispel a little bit of the pressure. And now a takedown and a foul, and the subs will come on. It will be Casey Walls and JP Skeers. Here's another look at that opportunity.
Detroit City with that cross in from the right side. Jordan Adebayo-Smith trying to throw himself at that ball at the near post to make contact with his head. Still looking for something. Adebayo-Smith in his first start at 2025 as we see the subs come on for Phoenix Rising.
So it will be Noble Okello and Braxton Montgomery making their way off to a round of applause. Casey Walls will be coming in, making his Rising debut, as well as JP Skeers, who will slot into the midfield and take over that spot where Noble Okello once stood.
Big opportunity here for Casey Walls, getting his first minutes, as you're saying, Killian, of 2025. Signed over the offseason, struggling with injuries for large stretches. The last month or so, Casey Walls, a left-footed center back. A veteran, should provide a lot more surety as Potmar Boy's center back partner relative to Braxton Montgomery, who on the whole, Killian, not a bad shift from the 18-year-old as that left-sided defender. Casey Walls, though, now 22, bringing a little bit more experience to that spot.
Smith waits up for that one, trying to work his way around Villanueva as now Sacco takes a little bit of a slide, but it went out. Quick throw in taken by Detroit City. Skeers fresh in, going to pester Ryan Williams, and now Sacco doubles back. Gets a little physicality of his own. Mention Walls, the London, England native. Signed this past February after a bit of a trial in the preseason as Jesse El Sereno trying to show there was indeed contact made.
And to stick on Walls for just a second, with Mo Traore out injured, Walls is another left-footed option for Pa Muruka. Changes how Phoenix Rising can build relative to Braxton Montgomery, who's naturally right-footed, playing in that left-sided spot.
Chapman takes one touch, launches one off the crossbar. It's been long look after long look for Detroit, and finally got one on frame.
We see a couple of subs ready. Here from Danny Dicchio.
Looks like it's going to be some attacking changes. 2 forwards coming on. It's Ben Morris and Darren Smith.
Substitution for Detroit City FC. Number 7, Darren Smith coming in for number 99, Jordan Smith.
And that one, takedown as Sacco will get helped up by Amu Mensah. Just 2 guys playing physical.
It's a great hold-up play there from Isan Sacco on the right side, making his presence known in that battle with Devin Amu Mensah. Curious, Killian, to see how the subs are going to change this game. Darren Smith comes on. He's had some success as a goal scorer for this Detroit team so far. Ben Morris as well. Those 2 guys have started every game of 2025 for Detroit City in the regular season up to this one. Now back on the field, they'll bring some real dynamism as this front 2. Morris with his ability to drop in. Darren Smith with his skill pushing in behind the opposing back line. It's going to give a different look to this Phoenix Rising defense.
Here's Margarito working it forward. Phoenix trying to put a little pressure on themselves. They've been playing off the back foot for the last few minutes. As Walls will get a touch. The captain, Potmar Boy. Smith going to chase it down. Trying to feed one through, and look at the physicality between Sacco and Amu Mensah, and it looks like Sacco is going to be the one who ends up getting the foul, and Pamoduka looks right at his winger and says, all right, let's get back on defense then.
Some great energy on this near side. Yet another battle between Amu Mensah and Sacco. 2 players fighting tooth and nail for that ball. With that sort of intensity, Killian, 30 more minutes left in this game. There's still another shoe to drop.
A little bit of a slip from Herrera, and he just has to clear it away. Cabral was right there ready to pounce, and Herrera just tried to plant his foot and just slipped out. So quick throw taken, and it'll be another one to Phoenix. Go right back to Margarita. He's got 2 defenders around him, and finally gets it away and sent out. Potmar Boy going to head it down. Saint to J.P. Skeers. Here's that matchup again. Amu Mensah and Sacco as Sacco gets it off of his feet. Play this one all the way back to Tristan Henry. Saint. Now Margarita. Now back to Saint. Bit too strong in the touch. Poor turnover. Set down. Right-footed shot. Potmar Boy. The captain coming in right on time to deflect that one.
It's a crucial defensive intervention there from Potmar Boy. Yet another, though, sloppy giveaway from Phoenix Rising, specifically Carl Saint there at the base of midfield. That's his 2nd turnover in the last 5-6 minutes, giving Detroit City dangerous opportunities coming the other way.
That was Ben Morris, one of his first touches of the match, as it's time for another Carvana corner kick. Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. We'll drive you happy. This one, left foot swung in just over the head of the captain, Carroll. Ryan Williams sent back in. They're going to go in a second time. Back post as Henry. Watch that one soar over his head, hands behind the back. And they'll wait and get a new ball. And fans, Phoenix Rising and Modelo have teamed up to offer the ultimate game night experience. For just $20, you can get a ticket and one 24-ounce Modelo to elevate your game day experience. Don't miss out on the special offer. Get your tickets today and cheer on Phoenix Rising. Get them now at phxrisingfc.com. We are Phoenix Rising. Todos Rojos. Back in, Henry. We back out. Here's Villanueva.
Detroit right now just playing with an intensity that Phoenix is struggling to match. First to so many of those balls in the press for Detroit City. Rising having a hard time building out of the back and really getting back into control of this game.
That one took a deflection, and Margarita's going to be the first one there to get it, but tried to stop. Had somebody right behind him that goes right back to Detroit. 1-0, 42nd minute header from Colin Smith is the difference right now. As Tristan Henry showing he can play out in the field as well. Decorated Canadian Premier League keeper. Hasn't been tested all too much so far tonight. Saint comes in with a whole bunch of space. He's got Margarita ahead of him, and he does. Margarita pressing ahead, going to cross this one into the left foot, but a bit too low. And Margarita has to come over to see if he can't keep possession, and he ends up doing it as it took a touch off of a Detroit defender.
Great ball.
Hope Avievu. He's got Cabral to his right. Back post. Sacco! Knocked away. Villanueva did a great job to double back and close off that opportunity.
It's a great entry ball for Phoenix to kick off that sequence. And you see this little clip ball to the back post looking for the run of Isan Sacco. A great run from that right winger, Alex Villanueva, though, hanging tough at the back post. Does well enough to put Sacco off, just enough to push that ball out.
Sacco's not an easy guy to move around.
Nope.
6 foot 174. As it's the Carvana corner kick for Phoenix. Quaisho ready to take it. Margarita waiting short. They will give it to Margarita. They send it all the way back. Colin Smith wants a long look, took a deflection. As Smith wanted a brace from distance.
Yeah, it's a wasted set-piece opportunity for Phoenix Rising. Looks like that short corner routine caught Colin Smith just a little bit unaware. Got a late read on that ball. Colin Smith ends up just firing it into traffic there.
Henry gets it away, and a bit of a poor one right at midfield. Momensa. Now Villanueva. Laid through touch, trying to work around. Popmar boy. A little flashy with the clearance. As now Smith leaps up to head it away. Cabral from distance. As Herrera was at a goal, but it was well wide as Cabral maybe saw an opportunity to try and sneak one past. He did have some space, maybe a little jumpy.
It's a heads-up play, though, from Remy Cabral, no pun intended. Certainly saw Herrera off that line. Don't mind the effort there whatsoever from Phoenix's number 9.
Morris sends that one down in the middle, Cedeno. The Williams, Ryan to Reese. Ryan Williams. Avievu going step for step with him as now they switch ends. Villanueva pressing ahead, works through, right-footed shot. Got way too far underneath that one and sent it into the third row. Fans, eFootball is here. You can live your dream and rep your team and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play, so go download it now. That one headed down and knocked back around. Maybe if you're lucky, you might be able to play Joe Lowry on eFootball.
You would be lucky because I'm no good.
Known gamer, Joe Lowry.
Chronic, even.
Expecting a second hydration break coming here in the next few minutes. As it's still 1-0 Phoenix. As Smith takes a little shove from behind from Villanueva, and it will be a throw. 2 more subs. Reading. And it looks like it's going to be some attacking support for Pamoduka as Damian Rivera and Darius Johnson, the 2 readying. As Sacco tries to head one through to Cabral, but unable to get to it. Taken away in a late whistle, trying to play the advantage. As Cedeno Telling head referee Natalie Simon, Saint been a little overactive in the physicality. As Remy Cabral going to be one of the men coming off as Cabral's night is done. Darius Johnson will come on for the French striker. And the other is the man on the yellow card, the assist man, Drew Margarita, who puts in a good shift with 68 minutes played tonight.
Phoenix and manager Pam Mudaka. Some champagne problems here on who you decide to put on, who you decide to take off. Damian Rivera coming to be a like-for-like change on that left wing for Joe Margarita. He was instrumental in that 2-1 win against San Antonio, just as Joe Margarita was. And Darius Johnson now coming over to this near side, shifting Isan Sako through the middle. More speed and aggression coming through Johnson on this near side.
So as we said, so the change, Rivera will go on to that wing for Margarita on that left side as it stands right now. Johnson will come in on the right wing and allow Isan Sako to shift to that striker role, one that he's a little bit more familiar with in his true position.
Yeah, such dangerous options to bring off the bench. Darius Johnson, we haven't seen too much of him so far in 2025, and last season coming in that summer transfer window, a little bit of a stop-start end to 2024 for Darius Johnson. But somebody who has more to offer than what he's shown so far, so dangerous and physical going forward. Real luxury for Pam Mudaka to be able to bring these guys off the bench.
Third sub going to come on for Detroit City. That's going to be the Canadian Maury Donor, number 33. Donor, a very experienced USL Championship player. This is a guy, you want to look at some crazy numbers. There's an opportunity in. Johnson, long run in. Johnson chips it off the post. Still not out of danger just yet. Avayevu, right-footed shot. Avayevu makes it 2-0. Right out of the change. And Phoenix Rising doubles their lead.
Talking about the speed and aggression of Darius Johnson, the substitute coming off the bench. Does well to exploit a recovering Detroit City back line. Can't quite get the ball across the line himself. Stays composed, finds Hope Avayevu. A well-placed strike with that right foot from Hope Avayevu sees this Rising team go up 2-0.
Avayevu with his second goal on the year. It doubles the advantage. And right after some of the quick changes, we've talked about it all night. You get a sense it's been building, a 2-goal performance last week at San Antonio. And now they do the same at home tonight.
Where is Phoenix Rising most dangerous? Killing it in those transition moments, right? I mean, every team is more dangerous in open space, right? That is a universal truth across this game. But Phoenix Rising, with their level of athleticism and skill, especially in those wide areas, when they can turn you over and have an opportunity to race forward into that attacking half against a recovering defense, they are truly scary. And we're seeing that. That whole goal sequence comes off of a throw-in on the far side from Detroit City on that wing. Darius Johnson races in behind, picks up that loose ball, muscles his way inside the 18. I hope Avayevu finishes off the sequence. Phoenix Rising just so dangerous when they can race forward.
And now that Williams goes down right in front, and now Johnson takes a shove as he's trying to pick the ball back up. Detroit City took offense to it. It was right in front of that Phoenix bench. Pam Mudaka had to tell the rest of the dugout to go and sit back down. As long ball through. Headed down. Morris now as Detroit now facing some pressure to try and at least get one back to see if they can't scrounge a point out of tonight. It will be a corner kick, so you got to start somewhere. This is just the third meeting all time between these two clubs. Second one in Phoenix. You got to date all the way back to 2022. The last time these two met here is that corner sent up and out for a goal kick. That last time they were here, it was a 5-0 victory for Phoenix, and it still stands as the worst defeat in USL Championship time for Detroit City.
And we've seen some heated battles between these clubs in the past. I mentioned in that home result for Phoenix Rising. Phoenix go on the road to Detroit City last season, lose that game. Chance for some revenge here at 38th and Washington. Phoenix Rising so far, and Pa Mudaka over on the sidelines, leveraging some substitutions into an increased lead here at home.
Skier's headed down. Avayevu gonna try and play this one through. Looked like he just get his foot all the way through that one. As Chapman gonna turn, he's pestered by Skier's. Donor gets taken down. It'll be out for a throw. We were mentioning Donor when he came on. One of the more impressive numbers I think you're going to find really just anywhere across the championship. This is a guy who over his past 3 seasons in Monterey Bay, he's missed just a total of 63 available minutes. He has not been on the pitch.
He's an
over
Iron
3
Man.
seasons.
Absolute Iron Man in that outside back spot.
There's now a little bit of a stoppage as the goal scorer, Hope Avayevu, taking a seat now. Looks like trying to stretch out. Phoenix hoping it's just a cramp. As Avayevu up and trying to walk it off now. Be a throw in. 75 played tonight, 2-0 advantage. Colin Smith in the first half and Hope Avayevu doubling the advantage just a few minutes ago. Played through. Morris tried to sneak his way through, but got deflected away from him.
Oh.
Johnson, nifty bit of 1-2 play. Johnson going to win it, try and see if he can't win a race to it. Great slide tackle, though, coming in. The captain, Stephen Carroll, tries to chip one over the top. Looking for Morris. Not there, though. Sacco. 1-2, another opportunity. Here comes Rivera. Rivera with all sorts of space. Bryant coming over. Sacco left alone. He wants the ball. Not going to get it. Right-footed shot and a low-driven one. An easy save for Herrera.
Phoenix flirting with some delightful, aesthetically pleasing play. Trying to get out on the break there. Stephen Carroll shuts down that first sequence, but Rising continue to push. Damian Rivera, fresh off the news that he's going to be able to represent Guatemala at the international level, officially approved by FIFA over the last week. Rivera showing some flashes on that left side, firing off the shot with his right foot.
This one's sent through, but a nice job. Walls in the right place to clear that one away.
And this is going to be a real test for Detroit City, how they can manage this game. You're walking on a tightrope, down a couple of goals like this because you have to push to get back into this game. In a sense, there's nothing to lose. But also, as we're seeing on some of these Rising counterattacks, there is something to lose because you play a little bit too aggressively, and all of a sudden you're down another goal. Start to think about packing your bags to head back across the country. A really, really delicate situation for Detroit to manage as they try to push back into this game.
We'll go right into the next hydration break as Avayevu took another knock, and he'll start to make his way over to get some water. Expecting another sub, Darius Formella. Looked like he was ready and getting some instructions from Pa Mudaka, so we'll see if there is indeed a change coming out of this little bit of a break. As while we have a second, Rising fans, remind you, it's your tickets, your schedule, and it's your way. The Phoenix Rising Flex Plan, you can get tickets starting at just $14 a piece and choose the matches that work for you. You can lock in your seats and enjoy the action on your terms. Don't miss a moment. Go ahead and secure your Flex Plan today at phxrisingfc.com. We are Phoenix Rising, Todos Rojos. So 2-0. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry, thanks for spending some of your Saturday evening with us. A couple of goals from this Phoenix side. Pa Mudaka has always said, we are going to attack, we're going to press forward. You get the feeling that they're not comfortable with a 2-0 lead right now. And then as we've been talking about, this is a Detroit City team. They've had some chances, no real dangerous ones just yet. And the real question now is, how far do you push to try and get yourself back into this match and maybe try to steal a point?
It's such a difficult balance to strike when you're in this position like Detroit City is right now. You've made some changes on the attacking end. You're going to continue to push because there's no reason not to. But Phoenix Rising, as we've seen over the last 5 minutes or so, really trying to take advantage of that extra space as Detroit do push forward into the attacking half. There still might be something left in this game.
So indeed, out of that hydration break, there will be that substitution. The other goal scorer, Hope Bavievu, will come off. Taking a couple shots in the last 10 or so minutes, so Darius Formella will come on for him. There's a flag up on the near side offside as Detroit City will play it back quickly. They're going to have to get things going. Side with Ryan Williams. We'll set up a set piece opportunity. Ryan Williams readying for this one. This is one of those matches, though, where just one deflection, one ball, finding the right person or the right spot for Detroit City, and they're right back in this thing. This is a long ball in towards the back post, but Henry comes leaping out and takes a little bit of a tumble as he'll sit and wait on the ball for a few seconds. As looks like he did have a stoppage a little bit behind. Amu Mensah, a little slow to get up on the backside.
Tristan Henry commanding his box here well. Happy to let a few extra seconds tick off the clock there, the goalkeeper. Phoenix now getting the ball back in play.
There's Johnson going to go up, unable to win that header, but it does fall to Phoenix. Cedeno over to Donor. Donor, lots of room, working way forward. He's got some help to his right, decides to lay it off, crossed in, but deflected down. Quaisho will deflect it out, and it will be a corner kick on the far side.
Warrior Donor doing well to push the game down that right side since he's come on, aggressive getting forward into the final third. Really reliable, progressive carrying outlet for this Detroit team.
This one launched in towards the far post. Donor's going to have to throw it into fifth gear. Goes and collects it. Crossed in towards the back post, but right to the waiting head. The balls are now going up. Potmar Boy, aggressive in defense, and now the captain taking a moment down on the pitch. And grabbing that left shoulder.
Potmar Boy barreling forward here. Trying to make a play on that ball, lands hard on the left shoulder. See him grabbing it there, back on his feet now though.
I'll have to watch that. Captain back on, missed the last match in San Antonio due to a red card suspension. Back in his normal duty though, as the anchor on that back line for Phoenix. This one sent too far over the top. Trying to find Ben Morris. Morris has been active since coming on. Darren Smith, on the other hand, his strike partner up top. I haven't heard much from him since the change was made.
No, it's been quiet for the number 7 there in white. He's had a strong start to this season, roaming the half spaces a little bit as part of that front two from Danny Dicchio. Rising, though, especially with Casey Walls coming off the bench, have done a good job of keeping that front two for Detroit on the whole fairly quiet.
No foul there as Formella thought he got a little tug from behind, hit the deck. Detroit City comes back the other direction. Reese Williams, one-on-one, tries to cut through Johnson as Williams went right into Johnson.
And Detroit not too happy about that collision from Darius Johnson there inside the 18. There have been a few of those. Phoenix Rising defending very aggressively inside their 18. Playing with fire a little bit there, Rising.
Reese Williams tries to sneak his way through, but nothing there as Colin Smith will send this one into the crowd. Trying to set up, looking for potentially a long throw in into the box. Mumensa. Long toss in, headed down. Around the spot won't matter as there was a foul right around the edge of the 6. Skeers took a tumble and the ball will send its way back as Phoenix content take their time and let a few more seconds tick away.
And Detroit reaching the point where if they want to get something out of this game, they've got to find something soon. Phoenix Rising on these restarts, getting a chance to watch a few seconds tick off that clock, play the ball long, absorb some pressure now in the attacking half. Detroit have to find an opening here soon.
Sacco tries to win that one. Phoenix does come away with it. Rivera. Formella. Off to Quayshow. Little 1-2 between him. Right back to Quayshow. Quayshow. Now Formella. Formella crossed one in. A little bit behind Rivera. Is nicely done in defense from Detroit. Trying to start something back the other direction. Donor sent down in the midfield. Mumensa, long run up. Numbers being pressed forward for the visitors. Trying to find something. Down 2. Ryan Williams slings to the far side. Bryant. This one sent in. Chested down. Mumensa. Now Morris. Morris, nicely done by Skeers to send it away, but not fully out of danger. Morris will get it right back. He'll chip this one in for the back post, sent down, and Rivera is able to collect it at the edge of the 18, and he'll alleviate the pressure. Maury Donor right in front of him, Saint, and Phoenix will clear it back out.
It's a little too easy there for Detroit City. A hopeful ball forward out of the back from Phoenix. They had a chance to play through just a little bit of that pressure instead of forcing Isan Saka to go up there and make a play.
Reese Williams wants to sling this one in towards the back post. Oh, what a goal, and it's 2-1.
What a lovely ball into the box here from Reese Williams. He switched over to this left side. Plays an inch-perfect cross with that non-dominant left foot. You can't tell there on the service from Reese Williams, and it's Darren Smith, the first-year USL Championship player, making no mistake on the weak side of the box. Suddenly Detroit City way back in this game.
Smith, his 3rd goal on the campaign, and that one a marvelous one at the back post. Off the volley, and now the pressure turned back on. We've been saying all it takes is one. And Detroit City has some newfound life tonight.
And you can see there, Phoenix Rising getting used to a new defensive pairing. In that whole goal sequence, it's Casey Walls. Just sort of lets Darren Smith drift behind him. Emil Quayshow doesn't close that space either. Suddenly Darren Smith, formerly of the Finnish top flight, has so much space to send that ball into the back of the net.
South African who knows how to score. He had 28 in 72 matches across his 2 years in Finland. And he's got his 3rd on the young season here tonight, and given this Detroit City team a little bit of hope on a night where they fell 2-0 down early. And they've got a few minutes left to see if they can't try and scrounge a point out of this road trip.
This is going to be a gritty next 5 or so minutes for Phoenix Rising when you factor in stoppage time. They've been back defending so deep in their own half for so long to close out this second half. It's a lot harder to do when you don't have that 1-goal cushion anymore.
So Ryan Williams going to lay this one ahead. Maury Donor going to collect one touch, sent back into the center. Chapman weaving his way through. Lots of space for Chapman, off to Morris. Morris now to Reese Williams. Low cross in, sent down Smith, and it's level 2-2. My goodness, in a blink of an eye. And Darren Smith, in less than 3 minutes, and it's a brand new match.
What a comeback brewing here from Detroit City. Coming through that same revenue stream, it's Reese Williams down this left side. Another inch-perfect left-footed ball. Darren Smith crashes just at the right spot inside the box. Finishes calmly with that right foot, and Detroit all of a sudden sitting level at 2-2.
Little championship after dark action for you. Things getting weird out in the Valley of the Sun as Quayshow took a knock, and he'll be slow to get up, and he'll restart things.
And look, the entire complexion of this game has now changed. Detroit back in their own half by and large. Phoenix Rising trying to get on the ball, but they can't keep it.
And Detroit City might not be done with just two. Left-footed shot, back of the net, oh my good Lord! 3 goals in 5 minutes, and the bench is cleared. Joe, what in the world has just happened?
What a moment for Detroit City, still celebrating. Over in that northwest corner. An unbelievable moment. From the visitors, Jessiel Cedeno. Needing a little bit of help up there from his Detroit teammates. Such incisive play down this right side. And it's Cedeno, we highlighted him in the open because of this left foot. So crafty cutting in on that left side. Bends it to the far post. Tristan Henry, even with that outstretched paw, can't deflect it wide. And it is that individual moment of brilliance that has completely turned this game on its head. Detroit City now staring down at 3 points.
A brace from the sub, Darren Smith. Jessiel Cedeno, who is our player to watch coming into tonight, with a banger from the left foot. And just 10 minutes ago, Joe, it looked like Detroit City was going to have to limp their way back home with nothing to show for it. And now, minutes away from an ecstatic flight home and 3 points in the back pocket.
It's a testament to the resilience and maybe more importantly the depth of this Detroit City team. Darren Smith coming up clutch, coming off the bench, grabbing a brace. And then the quality of Jessiel Cedeno. That is an unbelievable strike. Cutting in on the left foot. He is a game changer, can be a game changer in this league. We haven't seen the best of Jessiel Cedeno so far in 2025. We just saw it tonight.
Goodness, could there be more for Detroit City? A turnover. Sent back in. One touch trying to settle it down. Diving stop. Body's hitting the 18, but nothing there. Phoenix escapes a 2-goal deficit at the late, and a whistle back behind. And Phoenix had possession, was pressing forward. And now it looks like a substitution will be made. Waiting to see if they're going to let it on, and they will. Will be Shane Wheat coming on. As it will be the difference maker, Jessiel Cedeno, making his way slowly off the pitch.
He's earned that slow walk. Jessiel Cedeno, take a bow. Shane Wheat, a center back, coming on to shore this game up defensively.
Wheat will come on. He got 9 white jerseys back in defense as we played 3 of the 5 added so far. This one headed up and around, chipped out and around, and it will be a Carvana corner kick to Phoenix. That south end trying to will the home team to try and find a point of their own in a night where they felt like they had a comfortable 3. Quayshaw going to be the man to take it, the box loaded up. Quayshaw sends this one in for the back post. Pop Marboy got his head to it. Leaping in, Donor going to chase it down. Henry has to sprint all the way back. Smith able to get in the way, at least for the moment. Red Kit's coming back. It's a long run. And all that happened there is a few more seconds have ticked away.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising. Another high sprint run there. Energy dwindling for this team. They know they're about to last chance saloon here. Another wasted ball.
Pop Marboy just goes all the way back. And Herrera will wait and scoop it up slowly. See the shrug of the shoulders from Herrera. And now Sacco pointing at his wrist saying, all right, let's go. Quayshaw gonna wait for that one, has to take a quick throw. You can't imagine there's much left in this thing. Skier's gonna press forward. Here's Smith. He's gonna cross this one in, looking for Formella. This one chested down. Skier's right back on top of it. Darius Formella gonna chip it out to Darius Johnson. You'd have to bet this is the last play of the match. Johnson, Donor deflects it away. Wall's gonna keep it in. They're gonna keep on going, at least get one more chance. Crossed in, looking for Skier's, not there. Sacco, a bit of a misplay. A tumble from Williams, but Phoenix keeps possession. Sacco, cross back in, headed towards goal and just wide. Pop Marboy couldn't find the target.
That was the chance for Phoenix Rising. The one they'd been searching for ever since Jesse El Cedeno put that go-ahead goal in the back of the net. Pop Marboy, such a difficult header to get on frame. Ends up directing it wide.
Played 96 tonight. And one of the wildest finishes we've seen so far in the championship. And it's ecstasy on the Detroit City bench. Dejection on the Phoenix side.
How's that for a nightcap? Killing an unbelievable end to this match. 3 goals in 4 minutes from Detroit City, completely turning this game on its head. Phoenix Rising, shell-shocked, still cannot believe that they saw 3 points gained turn into 3 points dropped.
It's hugs as Danny Dicchio and Pa Maduka come together after a hard-fought 90-plus and a 3-2 Detroit City victory here in Phoenix. We're going to take one more break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to recap this crazy ending in Phoenix as Detroit City takes 3 points on the road here on CBS Sports.
This is how Arizona's family first alerts you before weather changes.
A team with more than 100 years of local experience will stay ahead of the weather that impacts you. Air quality.
We need to prepare for some weekend winds.
Temperature drops.
We're first alerting for a freeze warning. Fire risks.
This lack of rain increases the odds of wildfires.
All so you can protect your family, pets, and property.
Know about changes before they happen with First Alert Weather on Arizona's Family.
Oh, Waymo's here.
The what?
The Waymo.
What's a Waymo?
There you go.
It's driving itself.
You're okay. It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
It's driving itself.
How does it do this?
Magic.
Nice car. Still for sale?
Actually...
Perfect. How about I pay you half now, half later?
Well, the thing
I'll
is
whip
that...
the trailer around, blow this baby up.
There you go, Jake.
Thank you.
Did you just sell your car to Carvana?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Well, that puts this location into context.
I tried to tell you.
Sell your car to Carvana today.
We're back in Phoenix. What a night, indeed, to cap off a wild Saturday, number 6 in the USL Championship. 3-2 Detroit City over Phoenix Rising. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry. And Joe, this was a night, this home crowd felt like they had 3. The home bench, I think, thought they had 3. I think even we did. A 2-0 lead late in this match, 85 minutes plus. And then out of nowhere comes Detroit City FC.
An unbelievable turnaround for Detroit City. In our defense, when you see a team up 2-0, 87 minutes, and you're not expecting a huge change in fortunes, credit to Detroit for that turnaround to go and find their way back into this game. And Rising, at the center a moment ago, just end up sitting a little bit too deep. On the whole, in the second 45 minute, 16 final third entries for Phoenix Rising, 28 for Detroit City. They were on the front foot as the game state dictated, but they have the quality to make you pay when you sit so deep, Phoenix Rising, for so long. Detroit and Danny Dicchio deserve credit for this win on the road.
An excellent match tonight, 3-2. You couldn't ask for much else to cap the evening off in the USL Championship. Well, we want to thank you for joining us wherever you may have joined us. You're on CBS Sports Galazzo. Be sure to stay tuned there. Got plenty more USL Championship soccer as the season goes on. For my partner, Joe Lowry, my name is Killian McClatchy. Big thanks to our entire crew here tonight in Phoenix. Final score, one final time, 3-2 Detroit City. Been watching the USL Championship. Good night from Phoenix.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.